Hi, writers. I hope that you enjoyed the story about the Lorax. And it really made me think about all of you and how you're kind of just like the Lorax. Now we're writing pieces about something that we really care about, a problem that we've seen, and we're trying to convince people to help us fix this problem. The Lorax was so worried because all of those beautiful trees were being chopped down, and he did not give up. He went around and he was trying to convince everybody to help him stop destroying everything and let's get these beautiful trees back on our land. He didn't just talk to one person and say, okay, hope that helps. He kept going and kept going and kept going. And you've all thought of problems too that you want to try to solve. I talked to Loretta and she told me about she's writing that people should remember to brush their teeth. Sometimes adults and kids forget. And she thinks everybody should remember to brush their teeth. And she said it's because you could get cavities, you could have smelly breath. I thought that was a great idea. And then I also talked to Hannah, and she wrote a great piece about the hula hoops being thrown up in the trees. That's no fun. That was a problem we had at Sun Valley School. So those are things that the kids care a lot about. Our writer's chart, look, I added the Lorax to it. We see a problem. We think about the problem. What is the problem? And how could we fix it? How could we convince people to help us? We write it down. And then over by the Lorax, I wrote, we care a lot. And that's why we're writing these kinds of pieces now, because we care so much and we know that our words matter. And we can write to try to change things. So you might remember that I was writing about people running in the hallway. It's a problem that I care a lot about because I've seen children get hurt or things get wrecked, and it makes me so sad. So here's my story again. First I say, what's the problem? What do I think about it? People should walk in the hallway. That's what I think. Here's one reason why. Running breaks the rules. And I tried to show this person's going fast right past a no running sign. And then I give another reason. I say that you could get hurt. And I did 2 sentences on this page. Lots of you are also doing that now, and you should be. Your writing powers are strong. So there's my punctuation. I'm starting with another capital. Or hurt someone else. And there's my second punctuation. So I wrote, you could get hurt or hurt someone else. It's another reason for my opinion that people should walk in the hallways. Look, this girl, she's crying, she has an owie, and they both feel sad. So I'm not just going to stop there. My idea, why I made this into like a book like this, was because I wanted to ask Miss Harris if I could read this at an assembly. She said, sure, we won't be at school for a while, but otherwise this would be a good way to try to convince people to walk in the hallways. I'm not going to give up there. I'm going to think about the Lorax. He kept going. So what's another way that I could try to convince people to walk in the hallway? I could write a letter to each classroom and tell them I think people should walk in the hallway and here's why. It breaks the rules. People could get hurt. Oh, I know. I could make some signs to hang up in the hallways. That's what I'll do. So sometimes you're not going to write like a bunch of pages. Sometimes you might write a letter to somebody. You might make a sign about what your opinion is. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to make a sign that I could hang up at Sun Valley School. So, what do I want my sign to say? Probably should say walk in the hallway, right? I'll use orange so that it's nice and bright so people notice it. Walk in the hallway. Hallways. I'm going to do an exclamation mark like I'm excited. Walk in the hallways. I want to add more so that people will really do it. How could I convince people? Oh, maybe I'll say do not get hurt. What else could I add on this poster? Do not get hurt. Do not get hurt. I included that part because I know no one likes to get hurt. So that I think will help convince them to walk in the hallway. What else could I add on here? Walk in the hallways, do not get hurt. What do you think? What would convince you to walk in the hallway? Oh, maybe I could put earn a good choice ticket. You'll follow the rules. You'll be a Sun Valley superstar. I think I should also draw a picture, definitely, to show kids following the rules and walking in the hallway, right? And maybe I'll show them smiling and earning a good choice ticket. I think that would really help convince them. And then I might decide to make another sign to hang up in the big kid hallway. I might make another sign to put in the NPR. I'm not just going to stop with one thing. I really want to fix this problem. The words on my page matter. They can change things. So boys and girls, I also want to remind you that you are the boss of your own writing during Writer's Workshop. So I want you to really tackle that problem that you're thinking about. But then when you feel like you've written enough about that problem, you can pick a new problem. So I also talked about how sometimes at Choice Time kids don't put the caps all the way on the markers and they get dried up. We talked about kids not sharing toys on the playground or at Choice Time. So if you think like, okay, I've written a few pages, then I made a sign, or I wrote somebody a letter to try to change things, and you're ready to tackle a new problem, that's totally okay to do that. So what I would say is to set your timer for 15 minutes and try writing a different type of opinion today. So you can finish the pages you're working on, but then maybe try making a sign or a poster or writing somebody a letter. And then if you're ready to, you can start a new problem. All right? I would love to see the problems that you're working on. So if you want to ask your parents to take a picture and email it to me, that would be awesome. Or we could look at it together during one of our meetings. All right, keep up the good work, writers. Don't forget, we want to be just like the Lorax. We care a lot, and we're writing to fix these problems.